Let the competition begin. Well, I hope we'll be a witness to a meeting full of marvellous moments. From the inner curve as follows: Chris Harris, Nicky Pedersen, Andreas Jonsson, and close to the safety fence, Chris Holder. Start. A dangerous situation. Andreas Jonsson has let himself be cheated by his rivals. From the inner curve as follows: Chris Harris, Nicky Pedersen, Andreas Jonsson. Tape dries. It could end up badly. Shoulder to shoulder from the start. Nicky Pedersen has let himself be cheated by his rivals. Andreas Jonsson bringing up the rear. First, Chris Harris. Andreas Jonsson bringing up the rear. Race is at the halfway stage now. First, Chris Harris. Andreas Jonsson last. There's no party at all. Just one more lap and we'll know the winner. Chris Harris in the lead from the gate. Entering the last bend, Chris Harris taking the checkered flag. Chris Harris wins with a great advantage. No stories in this race. The next series of heats lie ahead of us. Clash between two unbeaten riders. Who will win this time? At the gates, red, Thomas H. Jonasson, blue helmet, Chris Harris, white, Christoph Kasperzak, yellow, Niels Christian Iversen. Take off. Elbow to elbow. An even start for the pack. Christoph Kasperzak lost a place. Niels Christian Iversen bringing up the rear. First, Chris Harris. Niels Christian Iversen bringing up the rear. Race is at the halfway stage now. First, Chris Harris. Niels Christian Iversen bringing up the rear. There's no party at all. Just one more lap and we'll know the winner. Chris Harris leading from the start. Entering the last bend, Chris Harris taking the checkered flag. Chris Harris wins! A race to forget. The next series of heats lie ahead of us. Will Chris Harris once again prove his supremacy? Gates, red, Greg Hancock, blue helmet, wild card, white, Chris Harris, yellow, Matty Zagar. Start. An even start for the pack. Elbow to elbow. First, Chris Harris will not race in the rerun. Chris Harris will not race in the rerun. We've got the following lads on the finish line. Wild card. Some riders are just a step away from the semi-finals. Will they make it? Is anyone capable of beating Jason Doyle? From the inner curb as follows. Yara Campbell, Jason Doyle, Chris Harris, and close to the safety fence, Ty Woffenden. Take off. Elbow to elbow. An even start for the pack. Yara Campbell takes the lead. A dangerous situation. Ty Woffenden last. Elbow to elbow. Ty Woffenden drops into last place. First, Chris Harris. Ty Woffenden bringing up the rear. Race is at the halfway stage now. First, Chris Harris. Ty Woffenden last. The situation changes instantly. Just one more lap and we'll know the winner. Chris Harris touches the air fence. Chris Harris is off. Finishing we have Ty Woffenden, Jason Doyle, Yara. Next series of heats lie ahead of us. Fans have been crossing their fingers that Michael Jepsen Jensen will finally win some points. At the gates, red, Michael Jepsen Jensen, blue helmet, Matsej Janowski, white, Troy Batchelor, yellow, Chris Harris. Go! Elbow to elbow. Chris Harris touches the air fence. First, Matsej Janowski. Chris Harris bringing up the rear. Troy Batchelor is overtaken. Michael Jepsen Jensen lost the place. Matsej Janowski takes the lead. First, Chris Harris. Troy Batchelor last. Race is at the halfway stage now. First, Chris Harris, right behind. Matsej Janowski. Troy Batchelor overtakes. What a thrilling moment. Just one more lap and we'll know the winner. First, Chris Harris. Entering the last bend, Chris Harris taking the checkered flag. Chris Harris wins. It was a fascinating race. The next series of heats lie ahead of us. As follows, Ty Woffenden, Chris Harris, Greg Hancock, and close to the safety fence, Yara Campbell. Take off. A dangerous situation. In this heat, everything is at stake. The places on the podium are about to be decided. At the gates, red, Chris Holder, blue helmet, Greg Hancock, white, Yara Campbell, yellow, Nicky Pedersen. The tape dries. A dangerous situation. Greg Hancock will not race in the rerun. Greg Hancock will not race in the rerun. From the inner curb as follows, Chris Holder, Yara Campbell, Nicky Pedersen. Tapes go up. Elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder from the start. First, Chris Holder. Nicky Pedersen bringing up the rear. Elbow to elbow. Nicky Pedersen bringing up the rear. Race is at the halfway stage now. Chris Holder leading from the start. Nicky Pedersen last. There's no party at all. Just one more lap and we'll know the winner. Chris Holder in the lead from the gate. Entering the crucial last bend. Chris Holder taking the checkered flag. Chris Holder is in a class of his own. No stories in this race. Grand Prix victory for Chris Holder. The remaining medals go to Jarek Hampel and Nicky Pedersen.